Howdy folks, and welcome back once again to the Elite Dangerous Odyssey Alpha Test. Normally I'd leave at least a couple of days between Elite Dangerous videos, but with the Alpha Test being, kind of hot news at the moment, and given that yesterday's video covered most of the negative aspects, I felt it was only fair that I redress the balance and get a mostly positive video out as quickly as possible. To begin with, I do have some bad news. You may or may not be aware that somebody very quickly discovered a way of earning hundreds of thousands of credits in a very, very short period of time, allowing you to get that Maverick suit and buy some upgraded weapons for zero risk very, very quickly. It involved going to the mission terminals, not the mission givers, in the various different starport and settlement lobbies, and accepting as many missions as possible to restore the power at abandoned settlements. Because it turns out that the power regulators that they give you with which to complete the mission are valued at 100,000 credits each, and you can just abandon the missions and then sell the power regulators. Unfortunately, Frontier Developments hotfixed the shit out of that one, and you can now only sell them for 5,000 credits. So technically you could still do this in order to earn some credits, but they wouldn't be fast credits, not at 5% of their original value. So yeah, sorry. And it does kind of defeat the whole purpose of taking part in the alpha test in the first place. Although you could argue the case that finding exploits like this is exactly one of the reasons why the game is open to testing. Anyway, moving on swiftly. I finally figured out what the various different tools do and how you use them. And I've taken on a mission, threat level 0, but that's not fooling anybody, to recover some personal documents from some settlement out in the arse end of nowhere. The taxi delivers me to the destination without too much in the way of drama. Now, I don't have any security clearance at this facility, and the chances are fairly good that the item that I'm looking for, which is in container 11 in the dormitory of the Habitat, which I do have the key code for, is probably going to require security clearance that I don't actually have. On the bright side, the facility is occupied, and they are not immediately hostile. On the downside, I am going to require some kind of security clearance to get this mission complete. What's going on here? Why does this guy have his gun out? Oh, good news, this building doesn't require a security clearance, and there's a player up ahead. And there are alarms going off, and the player just disappeared. I think he's just died. I think he was caught in the act of doing something naughty and got his ass shot out from underneath him. So I must be very careful. I really don't want to upset these people. Okay. Couple of scientists here, some guards responding to the shooting, and I'm being scanned using his profile analyzer, which is a tool that I also have, but I've done nothing wrong. I haven't stolen anything, so the scan reveals no cause for alarm. And of course, because the facility has power, I can access the terminal. So we're looking for the Habitat, and then the various different dormitories. And we're looking for container 11. No, not in that dormitory. There it is, in the second dormitory. So we're going to activate a compass marker for that. That tells me where it is that I need to go. But it also tells me that I'm going to need security clearance level 2. So how am I going to arrange that? Well, you notice when I'm scanning all of the people in this facility, they have a purple number next to their name. That indicates their security clearance. And my two tools, the power transfer tool that I'm holding now, and the profile analyzer, which I'm about to switch to, both have alternative and highly illegal functions. With the profile analyzer, it allows me to clone somebody's security profile and grant me their security access. I need somebody with a clearance level of 2. What I definitely don't want to do is start stealing stuff, because if anybody scans me while I'm about my unlawful business and I've got stolen goods on me, they're going to shoot to kill. And I'm still just wearing a shitty flight suit. And the default flight suit really is terrible. The shields are terrible, the armour is terrible. It doesn't even allow you to equip a primary weapon, so buying an assault rifle is a complete waste of time if you haven't already upgraded to the Maverick suit, because apparently in the grim darkness of the far future everybody forgot how to make rifle slings. A grenade case here, I'll pop it open, and nope. Another reason why the flight suit sucks, it doesn't even have the facility to allow you to store hand grenades. I mean, apparently in the grim darkness of the far future they've also forgotten how to make pockets. All of these of course are just reasons why you really need to upgrade to that Maverick suit as soon as humanly possible. This guy has a clearance of 1. It's not clearance level 2, which is what I need, but oh, he's out of range, need to get closer. But having the ability to get into areas that require a clearance of 1 might introduce me to people who have higher security clearance, and I can then clone their clearance, and you get the idea. Now, I've been a good boy, I haven't picked up anything that doesn't belong to me, so we should be good. Nope. Everybody in here only appears to have clearance level 1 or 0.
Wait, Commander.
Is there a problem, officer?
I'm check you out.
I assure you, officer, you will find no stolen goods upon my person. Although it turns out that you will find out that I have obtained illicit access to the staff canteen, which apparently, in the grim darkness of the far future, is a capital offence. Alright, lesson learned. Don't try to avoid being scanned, because they'll shoot you. If you do get scanned, don't have any stolen goods upon your person, because they'll shoot you. And if you have managed to clone somebody's security clearance, avoid getting scanned at all costs, because they'll shoot you. This is, however, by no means a conclusive list of the many and varied ways in which you can get yourself shot.
I'm just gonna check you out.
Getting busted and shot for cloning a security clearance in the previous mission incurred a 500 credit bounty, which I hadn't bothered paying off. And it turns out that if you get scammed while you have a bounty on your head, that will get you shot too. It turns out that you're going to have to devote considerable time and effort to not getting shot while you're wandering around on foot in Elite Odyssey. And this, of course, only covers the perils of getting shot at by the non-player characters. The non-player characters do at least have the good grace to only shoot at you for what they at least consider to be good reasons. Players, on the other hand, will quite happily shoot at you for any number of terrible reasons. We're about to meet a player who is mistaking me for a base defense turret. I'm not quite sure how you could make that mistake. I don't look anything like a base defense turret. But this player is between me and the landing pad, and my shuttle is not going to hang around forever. Fortunately, his inability to tell the difference between a guy on foot in a flight suit and an automated heavy defense turret was matched only by his inability to shoot straight, which was most comforting and gratifying on a number of different levels. First, because I didn't die, and also because it's nice to know I'm not the only one. Don't worry though, if you are concerned about the possibility, well, probability, likelihood, let's face it, certainty of getting griefed by other players while you're on foot in Odyssey, then simply don't engage in open play. From the main menu, select solo or private group play, and then you won't have to concern yourself with getting shot at by some doofus who can't tell the difference between a commander in a flight suit and a stationary base defense platform. Anyway, if you're here fresh from yesterday's video, you're probably keen to see how it was that I managed to stop failing, actually complete my first mission, and afford the money to upgrade to the Maverick suit. So I suppose I'd better get on with it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, courtesy of Apex Interstellar Transport Services, to Shepherd's Stockade, a real one-horse town right in the middle of the armpit of nowhere. We've just dropped out of orbital cruise, we've completed the glide, and my taxi driver is bringing us into the landing pad on thrusters. I don't have a security clearance for this place. In a lot of cases you will be granted the relevant security clearance on arrival by the mission giver, but that's not going to happen here. My mission is to recover a set of personal documents. This is once again a threat level 0 mission. I don't anticipate any shooting, but I never anticipated any shooting in all of my previous missions, most of which ended in me getting shot. So, let's not take anything for granted. Particularly since I'm still broke, I'm still wearing the default flight suit, which offers slightly less armour protection than a rolled up, wet and soggy edition of New Statesman magazine, and I'm still armed with the default sidearm, which does such pathetic amounts of damage that I would honestly be better off picking it up and throwing it at the person that I'm trying to defend myself from. So let's try real hard to not get into any fights. Okay, two things, one of which is a lot more alarming than the other. The first, relatively unalarming piece of news is that, as suspected, I have 0 security clearance at this facility. The good news is that it has power. The bad news? Well, take a look at the top right corner of the screen. You see that red Scales of Justice icon? That is never a good sign. I'm not entirely sure exactly what that means, but I'm relatively certain it indicates a complete and total lack of rule of law in my current neighbourhood. Security clearance level 1 required to get in there. I really need to find a terminal so I can locate the locker in the habitat that contains my mission item. But without a security clearance, I don't really see how that's going to be possible. Ooh, hello. Okay. So, the names of the guards are blue, which is good, because if it was red, I'd already be getting shot at. This means that they're not immediately hostile. Although I found out the hard way that even people who are not immediately hostile tend to react very badly to strangers wandering around with weapons drawn. Now, wherever I am right now does not require a security clearance. That's great. I can use the terminal in here, and I can also get inside and stop draining my suit's battery, just trying to keep me warm and prevent me from freezing to death. So, I'm looking for container 10, which is located somewhere in the facility's habitat. So, it's not in the foyer. It's not in the washroom. Nope. It's not in the recreation area. There's a container 11 in one of the dormitories. Second dormitory, container 9. It's not what I'm looking for. And it's not in the medbay. Definitely says container 10 in the habitat, according to the mission objective in the top right corner. That's weird. Maybe I'm missing something obvious. I mean, I must be. The only alternative would be that the mission is somehow bugged. And what would be the chances of that happening? Again. By the sound of it, there's somebody in the room with me. Could you keep it down, please? I'm trying to steal some data. Oh, actually, hang on. If there's somebody in here, that might be somebody I can steal a security clearance from. Hello, Dora. Alright, you only have a security clearance of 1, but that's 1 better than I have at the moment, so using my profile analyzer's illegal default mode, I'm going to clone her clearance. And then cross my fingers that security guards don't wander in while I've got my back turned and my face stuck in this terminal. Again. Because that would also be bad. So what's going on with this container I'm supposed to find? Because the mission objective, up there in the top right of the screen, clearly says it's located in the facility's habitat, but I didn't find anything in the habitat, so is it in operations? Security? No. Exterior buildings? Lots of terminals, ammo boxes. There it is, container 10. I'll set a marker to some storage shed out on the base perimeter. Definitely not in the habitat facility, which is what the mission objective is telling me. You know what? I don't care. Fine, whatever. We're making progress. Before I head out there, though, I'm going to have a look around. I mean, primarily, I'm looking for a power outlet so I can charge up my suit's battery, but also, there's not really anything stopping me from stealing anything that isn't nailed down, because I'm carrying a stolen security profile anyway. I'll get shot dead for one thing as much as the other, so it doesn't really matter. What's in here? Nobody to see me picking things up, although there don't appear to be too many things that can be picked up. Grenade case? Yeah. Once again, apparently they haven't got around to implementing advanced pocket technology in the flight suit, so I'm unable to carry any grenades. Let's not head out just yet. There's got to be something valuable in here for me to take advantage of, surely. It's not just physical items as well. You can come across data ports and download digital goods. Okay, there's a guy in here. Still only has security clearance 1. Oh, hello. There's a locker there. There's a locker here, but it's key coded. A couple of lockers. I've been in here before, haven't I? Let's see what's inside this locker. All kinds of stuff. Just make sure nobody's watching me. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I don't want to risk him wandering around the corner while I'm busy helping myself to stuff, because he will react negatively and security will turn up. And I will die. Okay. Yeah, I think we've about exhausted the possibilities in here. I'd like to pick up as much stuff as I can cram into the pockets that I don't apparently have, but it's too risky. So, which way are we going? Don't like the look of those sentry skimmers. It's not that you can't... Well, I definitely can't damage the sentry scooters with the default sidearm, but they're also very difficult to damage with upgraded weapons unless you've got the rocket launcher. Oh, here we go. I can recharge the suit. Let's get the energy transfer tool up. Battery back up to 100%. The alternative mode for the energy transfer tool allows you to overload things rather than just simply transferring power between them. Using the alternate mode is one of the many, many things that are frowned upon by the local authorities, so be careful. So where am I? Oh, it's over there. Right, okay. See the marker in the center of the screen? That indicates the location of Container 10. Not, as the mission briefing would have me believe, located in the facility's Habitat Center. Now I need to avoid any guards on the way, like that guy and that guy, because if they see me they're likely to come over and want to scan me, and well, yeah, that would result in my getting shot again, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, this looks good. Luckily, the sentry skimmers don't actually scan you. Looks like it's on the far side of the landing pad where I need to be. Fortunately, low gravity. Let's check this place out.
Entering pressurized environment.
Well, we'll top up the suit's power again. A restricted area. Yeah, not interested in seeing what's in there. Because, guess what? If anybody sees you inside a restricted area, say it with me kids, you're gonna get shot. So, like I said, you have to devote extraordinary amounts of time and effort to not getting shot in this game. Ooh, security clearance level 3. I might need that. I mean, I've already stolen a profile, so in for a penny, in for a pound.
Back up a bit, would you?
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Nothing to see here. You just go on about your business. Let's creep up on her. Get the alternate mode ready. And... nice. Security profile level 3 duplicated. Okay. I may not need that. I mean, the terminal that I use to locate Container 10... Ooh, do I really want to risk going in there? Oh, So, what the hell? Why not? If I get seen, I'm going to. I'm taking an awful risk here for no good reason. I mean, if I want to just pick stuff up and fill up all the pockets that the flight suit apparently doesn't have, there are far safer ways of doing it than being caught wandering around a restricted area. What was I talking about? I've completely forgotten. Oh yeah, that was it. The base terminal, the information terminal that I used to get the location of container 10, wouldn't tell me what the key code for the container was because I didn't have an access level of 2, but I don't need an access level of 2 to know what the key code for the container is. It's telling me right there in the mission objective. I was given the key code before I arrived. But it's better to have a level 3 security clearance and not need it than to need it and not have it. I just need to keep avoiding the guards. I do not want to get stopped and scanned. That's really weird, because the marker is in the habitat building. I can tell it's the habitat building because it's got the words HAB written on the side in big white letters, 4 feet tall. But, I mean, the mission objective is telling me that it's in the habitat building, and it is in the habitat building, because the mission marker that I obtained from the information terminal is pointing me to the habitat building. Except the mission marker that I obtained from the information terminal was telling me that it was in one of the perimeter buildings on the outskirts of the facility. And it quite clearly isn't, so I don't know what's been going on here. I'm not arguing, I'm just pleased that I might actually be able to get a mission complete. Wait, that's not my locker. Oh, it must be... There it is. Right, let's just take this nice and easy. Let's make sure there's nobody coming up the stairs, because I wouldn't want to be busted in the act of breaking into this locker, even though technically I'm not breaking into it because I have the key code. 1549, there we go. And those are my personal documents.
Mission status updated.
And the mission has updated. So now what do I need to do? Get out of here? Yep, leave the area. Right. I haven't seen anybody in here, which is kind of bizarre considering it is the habitat building. You know what? I'm going to call a shuttle now. Yep, I want to return to the outpost where I took the mission. And I will have 2 minutes to reach that shuttle when it lands. I suppose, since I'm carrying a stolen security clearance anyway, that it wouldn't hurt to loot this place of everything that I can fit into the pockets that my suit apparently doesn't have. But I really don't want to push my luck, because the longer I lurk around here, the greater the chance that I'm going to not notice a security guard sneaking up on me and initiating a scan. My immediate problem is that I don't actually know in which direction to find the landing pad. So, and like I said, there's the shuttle. Okay, well, the landing pad must be that way then, because the shuttle does not hang around. Once it makes a touchdown, it waits 2 minutes and no more, and then it leaves. There we go, shuttle is ready, departing in 2 minutes. So I've got to make it from here to the landing pad and get into that shuttle before that 2 minute timer expires. And I really don't want to meet any security guards on the way. But so far, holy shit, I think I may have actually, after 2 days of constant failure, be about to complete my first mission in the Odyssey Alpha Test. He's only gone and done it. Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience. Don't forget to tip your waitress and try the fish. I'll be here all week. We're not quite done yet, however. First we have to make it back to the mission giver and actually hand the mission in order to collect our cash, buy ourselves the Maverick suit. Now getting back to the outpost where I took the mission on isn't an issue. It's completely automated, That's the Apex Interstellar Transport System. The one benefit is that once you're on board that shuttle, you don't have to do anything. You can't do anything. You're there until you arrive. You can't change course, you can't actually, no, just drop me off here, it'll be fine, none of that. Once you're on board, you're stuck there until it arrives at the prepaid destination. But there is still one small snag, one minor problemette for me to navigate before I can get my hands on that Maverick suit, and it's something that I sincerely hope Frontier Developments are going to fix. In order to successfully conclude this mission, I have to hand it in at the mission giver. This is not unusual, it's exactly the same sort of thing that you do when you're handing in quests in something like World of Warcraft. But who's the mission giver? Let's see. There's no completed missions. Well, I sincerely hope that's not true. So it's not the terminal. Which one of these 7 or 8 people scattered around the concourse is the one who gave me the mission? Don't know. In the absence of a quest marker, if you can't actually remember the specific quest giver who gave you the mission, what might have been an hour previously, you basically have to wander around each of them in turn, hoping that, like me, you get lucky and get the right one first time. I'll take the money, thank you. Oh, and I'm promoted to the trade rank of mostly penniless. Hooray! Now, I don't know if this should be considered a bug or not, but I'll tell you something that definitely is. Did you notice what happened there when I handed the mission in? Probably not. I mean, I didn't notice until just now when I came to edit this video. So, I'm going to go back to when I handed the mission in, before I spend my ill-gotten gains, and we'll examine it in slightly closer detail. Here he is. I'll hand the mission again, and this time watch the credit reward. 80,000 credits. I'll take the credits. Thank you very much indeed. I have been awarded 203,000 credits.
Thanks again for helping me out. It was touch
Really?
and go for a while there.
No, not really. I got 80,000. I thought, wow, 203,000 credits. I can afford to buy a Maverick suit and upgrade my weapon. Woohoo!
So, what do you have to do?
And then I turned up at Pioneer Supplies,
One of these guns will let you down.
went to purchase a suit, and I only have 153,000. That seems short of the 203,000 that the mission giver just told me he'd given me, but whatever. I can afford the Maverick suit, even if I'm down to 3,000 credits and I can't afford a weapon. But the Maverick suit is more important,
And don't forget to equip that suit
because it comes with the Arc Cutter tool, and with the Arc Cutter you can hack and slash your way through maglocks and maintenance panels, and it opens up many, many more missions for completion than would be available with the flight suit alone. So, yay! I finally completed my first mission, and with this Maverick suit, if I can figure out how to actually equip it. Oh, here we go. Let's create a new loadout. Unfortunately, I can't actually afford a primary weapon. I'm still stuck with the sidearm. But that's not important, because I can now complete much more lucrative missions, as well as survive for a little bit longer when things inevitably go wrong and I end up getting shot at. So I'm going to call that one a win. And you know what? It was actually a lot of fun. The sense of tension that I was experiencing while creeping around that complex, knowing that if I got stopped and scanned, I was dead, and then eventually getting away with it, was more fun than I have experienced in playing a computer game in a long time. Not bad for an alpha test. Even if it is undeniably still a bit rough around the edges, I am really having fun playing the Odyssey Alpha. And I hope you've had fun watching this video, because that's it for today. More to come in the near future. Until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.